Hello, everyone. A few months ago, I sat in a graduation ceremony and watched something I'll never forget. Young mothers walking across that stage, some of them with their babies and tiny graduation gowns of their own. I was completing my own diploma as a mature student, years after I'd already finished 3 years of college. But nothing about my path prepared me for how moved I'd be watching these women graduate. Not just from high school, but from everything that had tried to stop them from getting there. That celebration was the Youville Center's graduation, and that brings us to our research. Welcome to our presentation, an in-depth look at the Youville Center, a nonprofit organization in Ottawa supporting young mothers and expecting mothers through education, childcare, health, and social services. My name is Shannon McCarthy, and I'm a student in the Bachelor of Early Learning and Community Development program at Algonquin College, and these are my group members that did the assignment with us.
I am Georgia Griffin, and I'm also a student in the Early Learning and Community Studies program.
I'm Rowan Omran, and I'm also in the same program.
I'm Nolan Bakje, and I'm also a student in the Early Learning Community Development Program.
Hi, my name is Jai Pandurai, and we are all in the same program.
So, the Youville Center is a registered charitable organization located in Ottawa that supports pregnant and parenting youth. It provides high school education, licensed childcare, health services, and community supports. What makes the center unique is its holistic, trauma-informed approach, which helps young parents continue their education while supporting both them and their children.
So our research methodology included 5 phases. Access to the interview was facilitated through a team member's professional connection at Youville, who arranged an interview with our supervisor. Interview questions were developed collaboratively as a group, informed by our preliminary web-based research, with the participants' consent, the interview was audio recorded and subsequently transcript in note form to support group analysis. The team then worked collectively to identify key findings from the interview, triangulating these with our web-based research to surface a comprehensive set of insights, both strengths of the program and areas warranting improvement as well. Some notes on limitations. Findings reflect one staff member's perspective. Good research means naming your blind spots, not hiding them. We got real access and depth because of a personal connection, but that same connection means our findings lean on one perspective, gathered through a non-random process. We're flagging that clearly so that you can weigh our findings with the context in mind rather than treating them as a full picture. So some of the programs and services, they all are very holistic and trauma-informed approaches. Youville Center wraps 5 services around young mothers and their children, education, an accredited on-site high school with individualized learning plans, and even a dual credit college option. Child development, licensed on-site daycare for 40 infants, and 30 toddlers. So moms can attend class plus intervention to support early development. Trauma support, trauma-informed counseling for depression, anxiety, PTSD, and addiction, backed by individual treatment plans and crisis support from frontline staff. Parenting supports, attachment-based programs like Make the Connection, helping mothers build strong bonds with their children alongside ongoing parent education. Basic needs, meals, a food bank, a youth store for essentials, plus a family navigator and early literacy specialists to connect families to outside sources, all offered bilingually, amazingly. Together, these address the whole person: education, health, parenting, and stability.
Some of the key findings from our interview is that the Youville Center provides a wraparound support system for parents age 14 to 21. The Youville Center is committed to creating an all-inclusive and culturally responsive trauma-informed environment by using inclusive language such as birthing parents. Staff focus on building strength while helping parents overcome barriers. The interview explored the services and values that the overall impact of the Youville Center on young parents and community members. Some of the strengths and challenges. So strengths, they are welcoming, inclusive, and have non-judgmental attitudes towards their clients. Trauma-informed, strength-based approach to supporting families, strong partnerships with community organizations, and it is a one-stop shop, including mental health supports, doctors, childcare, and educations, with many resources that are free for the clients. So there's a food bank that they can access, a swap shop with clothes, diapers, anything they need for their children. Some of the challenges, there is a high demand for licensed childcare, and that is not just within the Youville Center, but with all childcare settings. Clients experience complex challenges, including domestic violence, housing instability, and financial hardships. There is a need for a stronger collaboration with housing services and the childcare subsidy programs in Ontario. And the limited resources do make it quite difficult for the growing needs of families.
So, Youville welcomes all clients from all backgrounds. They have inclusive language such as parenting teens and pregnant people and birthing parents. They partner with Arabic-speaking organizations and the Wabanu Center for Indigenous Programming. Intake process includes culture, tradition, religious beliefs, and holiday celebrations. The childcare menu also serves a fully halal menu to meet some of the family's needs.
So the Youville Center's mission and philosophy. Um, their mission statement is to treat every client with dignity, understanding, and kindness. Some of their core values are empowerment, inclusion, trauma-enforced care, family-centered support, and education and independence.
So we're just gonna slide through these. These are some organizations that are available for parenting teens in Ottawa, like Planned Parenthood. Ottawa, there is a PLEO, a community for parents to reach out for mental and emotional support. And then finally, the same area's Home, which is an emergency shelter for pregnant youth. And this is just for us to introduce some organizations, supports, resources available. So we then go over to analysis and reflections. And so we sort of mapped out different trends and patterns across our research to find some big shifts and changes in how Youville operates. Over the last few years, Youville's changed the majority population of the clients that it serves from teen birthing persons to actually community childcare clients. And this demonstrates a big shift in demand for childcare spots across the city. That's also pressurizing Youville, which is a City of Ottawa funded childcare center, to lean more towards catering to community childcare needs. In its patterns, there's strong patterns of actionable inclusive care that Youville demonstrates through inclusive care across gender, finance, mental and emotional health, culture, religion, and heritage, as outlined before. We also had a notion of whether or not Youville was religiously tied because of its history and its background. And our analysis led us to discover that it does not, in fact, have any religious ties or any potential reflections in its operations. And finally, we concluded that there is operational trends that reflect a multi-dimensional wraparound, as we've said many times, nature, support, and services that are given to clients. And finally, just to conclude and reiterate some challenges that we've had, personal bias, conflict of interest, as well as potentials of misinterpreting written accounts of data, which was our primary source of data collection.
So during the interview, the supervisor did share one of the success stories of a now adult, Sarah Turnstall. She was a client at the Youville Center who she brought her three kids all the way through. And I don't want to speak on behalf of Sarah, but we have this from the Youville annual report. it is Sharon, and everyone is more than welcome to read it and get to know more about what the Youville Center offers and what she experienced through going there.
And finally, to conclude our presentation, our research showed us that the Youville Center is much more than just a place that offers services. It provides young parents, pregnant teens, and their children with the support they need to better their future. What stood out to us the most was how everything is offered in one place, including education, healthcare, childcare, and social support. Making it easier for families to access help, we also learned how important their holistic and trauma-informed approach is in helping families overcome challenges. Overall, our interview and research gave us a better understanding of the positive impact that the Youville Center has on the community of Ottawa. And
Thank you so much for listening, and I hope everyone enjoyed our presentation.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.